let's switch gears into that ugly side of success, because we were talking about in the pre-meeting room here is that people see the trucks around, they see you at the award ceremony, they see you on social media, because you are everywhere. You're even on the Fox News a couple years back on the commercial. I was like,
Yeah.
that son of a gun, you know what I mean? I think I took a picture. I was like,
Eating your cereal in the morning, you're like, there he is again.
there he is again. And that's the way you play the game, though, and that is phenomenal. But so it's easy for the people in the grandstands to be like, oh well, he's just always had it easy. He just got some moving trucks and now he's rich. And that's how it is. So let's talk about the realities of owning a business. So what are those sleepless nights? What do they look like for you?
Well, I mean, let's go down the list. So the ugly side of success, right, which nobody talks about. Everybody talks about, like you said, the award ceremonies, the TV commercials, the trucks, the billboards, the big new buildings, which is awesome, by the way. We just got a new building. And everybody sees that, right? And of course, that's what you put on social media because that's what you portray as a company. Yeah. You don't want people to see the ugly side of it. Those sleepless nights where you're wondering how you're going to make payroll when your bank account's $8,000 negative, when you have an employee embezzling from you, when when you have to go to court a bunch of times over either employees or customers trying to rip you off, or you do a bad job and you make it right and the customer still doesn't think it's right. And I mean, those sleepless nights are no joke, man. I mean, you're tired as hell. You've worked 18 hours and you're laying in bed and your mind just won't shut off.
Yeah.
And it works both ways. It's the dwelling side, which is not so much like I was telling you in the pre-meeting, but it's and for me, it's more so the anxious side when things are going good and you're excited and the ideas and the juices are flowing, and then you're sitting there and then I get a pen and paper and I just start writing, and then finally at 3 a.m. I can go to bed and I'm back up at 6.
Yeah.
And
it's I've had many of those nights, and on the flip side, I like it when it's the creative juices that are flowing rather than the panic setting in or whatnot. But man, there's something very beautiful between that midnight and 3 a.m. range. You know what I mean? I don't know what it is. I think the world's quiet, the vibration and frequencies of the world are lower. And so the brain just goes, hey, guess what? We're going to think about this, and then you just run with it. And then God starts planting those seeds of ideas in your head. And it's so cool years later to see how those were birthed and how they came into reality.
Yeah, and I still have seeds that I planted 5 years ago that are coming into today. I mean, you're talking about a few years ago, you saw me around and you're like, well, welcome to the community. Well, what I don't think you know and a lot of people don't know is I was kicked out of real estate offices for 9 months. Wow. And I just they kicked me out the front door. I'd go right through the back door. And I'm like, you guys aren't going to get rid of me. Yep. And I didn't get one job for 9 months. And then finally it just came like an avalanche because I did not give up.
In Psalm 37, it's one of my favorite Bible verses, but it talks about you dwell in the land and cultivate faithfulness. And that's exactly what you did. You made yourself a part of this community. You're like, I'm going to plant myself here, and guess what? I'm going to grow some branches and have some shade for you guys. And you might not see it yet, but sure enough, you're bearing fruit, man.
Yeah, and that's listen to Les Brown's The Chinese Bamboo Tree. Have you heard it?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, planting that seed and constantly watering it every day for 5 years, and seeing nothing, and then all of a sudden it grows 90 feet tall or 100 feet tall, whatever it is, and it's so true. Yeah. And I mean, you just constantly have to keep working it, and you have to have integrity with it too. You can't go there with that mind.